Hello and welcome to yet another one of those gift idea videos from a YouTube woodworker. All of the products I talk about will be linked to in the description box below. Some of those links will be affiliate links, which means if you make a purchase then I will earn a few pennies commission from that sale, and that helps to support my channel, so thank you for that. And most of these items I've purchased myself, although a few of them will have been gifted to me by other companies, and I'll highlight that on screen when that's the case, just to be transparent. This here is one of my favourite accessories of 2020. It's a strong arm with a clamp on one end and a mobile phone holder on the other, and you can bend it to whatever position you want and clamp it on pretty much anything. It's a great solution for anyone who wants to quickly film something on their smartphone. Also good for catching up with loved ones over video calls, which I know we've probably all done a lot of in 2020. Bye! And of course for catching up with your favourite YouTube videos while taking a bath. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you need to do up or undo a screw and you're in a really tight space, like underneath a shelf for example, then you might want to consider this thumb wrench set. You can put any driver bits that you like in here. These can be used with a wrench or just on their own because they've got this knurled pattern around the edge which makes them really grippy. In our new home, every fixture and fitting seems to be secured with a multitude of different screws: Phillips, slotted, posi drive, Torx head, and it's really frustrating if I want to take something down, having to do multiple trips to the workshop for different screwdrivers or driver bits. This multi-bit Milwaukee screwdriver is now my go-to tool in those situations. It means I can just grab one tool, swap over the bits as necessary, and then I'm ready to tackle any of the common screw types. I like to be able to turn my dust extractors on and off from over here at the table saw without having to walk around and do it manually. These devices that come with their own remote controls have enabled me to get that set up. Please don't ask me any questions about electrical wiring stuff because I just don't know. I got my electrician to do it, and I'd recommend you do the same unless you really know what you're doing. I couldn't possibly miss the opportunity to plug my own handmade wood finishing products, the KB Oil Wax Original and the KB Oil Wax Food Safe. These are available on their own or as a double pack where you can get both. It's really easy to apply, you just wipe it on and then buff it off. It adds smoothness, durability and a nice subtle sheen to the wood, but it's not for use in high moisture situations, so I wouldn't recommend finishing kitchen worktops or anything like that with this stuff. I also have a good range of woodworking plans and cut lists, stickers and handmade items available on Etsy too. This sheet materials holder handle thing, I've talked about this in many of my videos before. It's so useful if you need to carry a large heavy piece of plywood or MDF and like me you don't have any friends to help you, you need one of these in your life. These Centric quick release dust adapters have been fantastic. I've talked about these in a video before as well. You get this cuff part which screws onto a regular sized vacuum hose, and then you can just click in the appropriate sized adapter and release it. Now for some excellent 3D printed products from my friend Carl at the Strawberry Workshop, linked to his YouTube channel below too. The first is the Tracksaw waist side jig. This enables you to accurately position your guide rail on the waist side of the cut instead of the normal side. And they're available in different sizes depending on the curve of your particular blade. Carl also sells these plunge saw dust covers via his website. Much better solution than the piece of gaffer tape I had there before. That improves the dust extraction for the saw. And also this depth stop indicator which adds the thickness of the base plate of the saw to the measurement marker. And both of those modifications are things that should really come as standard with the tool in my opinion. The Casio F91w might just be the perfect workshop watch. Not only is it a 1980s design classic, but it has an alarm function and a stopwatch which has come in handy numerous times in the workshop for me. It's compact and comfortable, I don't even notice I'm wearing it. It's water resistant, but perhaps most significantly it's really cheap. So if you scratch, scuff or scrape it in the workshop, it's really not too much of a big deal. Some tools that you've probably seen me use a lot, particularly in the restoration style videos: the Barco card scraper and these two Barco carbide scrapers, which come in useful for removing finishes or even just scraping glue off of work surfaces. I know I've talked about these many times before, but they are among my most used tools. The blades on these stay sharp for ages, but when they do get dull you can simply unscrew and turn them around. Replacement blades are available too, and are available in different shapes. You can see here I've got a triangular one, a circular one and a pear-shaped one. If, like me, you've reached an age where you don't really care too much about how you look anymore and you're more concerned with comfort and warmth, then these deer stalker hats, also known as trapper hats, are just amazing. I live in mine throughout the winter, regardless of whether I'm in the house or not. If you haven't tried one of these, I'd thoroughly recommend it. It's like having two warm furry kittens cuddling your ears all day. It's just great. Another product I've talked about before is the Milwaukee M12 heated hoodie, which, as you can see, I'm wearing today because it's very cold inside my unheated workshop. It's very comfortable, battery life is excellent, and it's just perfect for the winter months. We all know that a woodworker can never have enough clamps, and these spring clamps are really cheap to buy and really useful for small glue ups and just holding things in place. I grab them constantly. If you have a bit more money to spend or you want something a bit more premium, then these Pony Jorgensen spring clamps are excellent. They provide a huge amount of force. They're actually quite difficult to open up. But yeah, these are really nice. I also really rate their parallel clamps. They're not cheap to buy, but I'm expecting these will last a lifetime. These F clamps are probably my most frequently used clamps, and these are really cheap to buy as well. I have had a few issues with them from time to time. The head pops off and you have to kind of hammer it back on there. And a couple of them have bent out of shape, but honestly, the amount of times I've used these and for the price I've paid for them, they are great value for money. I certainly don't regret buying them, and if they do break eventually, then I'll buy some more. Another tool I'm really fond of is my Thor Mallet. It has a hard side and a softer side. You can see they unscrew and you can replace them when they get worn. Great tool for chisel work or for pounding awkward glue ups together. These hard wax sticks are great to have on hand for any restoration work where you want to hide any small dents or deep scratches. You can just find the closest colour match and then melt a little in using a hot knife. Now, I'll be honest, they are ridiculously expensive, but the way that I justified buying these is that they will probably last a lifetime because you only use a tiny amount each time. I'm a big fan of these Milwaukee Inksol marker pens, which basically write on anything, no matter how dusty, dirty, or even wet it is. They've got a really fine tip, as you can see here, much better than the alternatives that I've used. Here I've got a pair of anti-vibration gloves. You'll see the inside of these is covered in some quite thick rubber pads. I put these on if I'm sanding for long periods of time. I don't wear them all of the time while sanding, but if I'm going to be sanding for anything over an hour or so, which is definitely the case when I do kitchen worktop refinishing jobs, I'll definitely put these on because I've got all sorts of issues with my lower arm. I've seen a physio about it. I think they said it was likely to be tennis elbow. They gave me some exercises to do, and that never really resolved the issue for me. But anyway, I know that a lot of woodworkers out there have issues with their wrists and lower arms, and using a sander certainly isn't going to help that situation. So I'd recommend these if you have any issues like that. I think that's about it for this one. As I said, links to everything I've talked about in this video are down in the description box. Please subscribe to my channel for more weekly woodworking videos. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can do that via PayPal or Patreon and YouTube membership, where you can also get exclusive content, early access to my videos, free woodworking plans and cut lists, and a name credit at the end of my videos. Thank you for watching and happy shopping.